Burning looks on the inbounds. Gets it to Tony Jones. Redfield right on him defensively. Plays to the takes it away. Picked up by Scheffler up for grabs. Stevens comes away with it. Stevens slam. Michigan State by one. Oh, what a big play by the freshman. Smith misses it. Oliver rebound. Barrett lets it go. And the Spartans are Big Ten champions.
Great win. Great team effort again. I don't know how we're doing it, but some way, somehow, we get it done. And now we got to get some rest, because that season's over. We're champs all alone, and now we go for the big one.
Long before Dewayne Stevens completed one of the most memorable baskets in Breslin Center history, he had a childhood that was far from normal for most kids in his area. But growing up in a strict suburban Detroit household didn't just affect how he approached basketball. It affected how he approached his entire life.
I spent a lot of time in the Ferndale area, which is where I actually went to high school. My mom has 9 brothers and sisters, so there's a bunch of us, and we were all around the same age. And my early days of basketball were days of playing in the backyard with my cousins, Cornell Mann, who coached at Colorado and Iowa State, and my brother, who played at Penn State, and now he's coaching a little bit. My uncle was my high school coach, Don McNeil. So there is a little bit of basketball in my blood.
The first son of Dewayne Sr. and Annette Stevens, Dewayne Jr. and his brother Jared were raised in an environment that valued the basic necessities and hard work.
I was fortunate enough to grow up in a 2-parent home. Not a lot of kids where I came from did grow up in a home like that. And my parents made sure that my grades were always, if I got a C, that was not acceptable in my household. My mom didn't always let us have what some of the other kids had in terms of the clothes they wore, the gym shoes, and different things. And they really taught us to value the things that we had and appreciate the things that we had. And I'm thankful for that.
Dewayne's hard work in school and on the hardwood made one of his lifelong dreams into a reality, playing basketball at the collegiate level.
And I remember Coach Heathcote and Coach Izzo coming into my home and pitching Michigan State to myself. And, it came down between Michigan, UConn, and Michigan State. And I just felt at home and more comfortable with Coach Izzo and Coach Heathcote. I felt like they came in, they were honest with me. And the year before, they had recruited 4 power forwards. So it was probably, looking back at it, there's not a lot of kids that would have made the decision that I did, but it's been one of the best decisions of my life.
Well, DJ was a guy that we recruited back when Judd was here, so I've known him since I recruited him from Ferndale. And as a player, he was one of our toughest kids, one of the best rebounders. He was a very good defensive player. He was probably that era's version of Draymond Green because he could do everything well, and he had a very, very, very high basketball IQ.
22 for Steve Smith. Taylor from downtown, off the bracket, no good. Montgomery, here's showtime, baby!
A lot of people would want me to say the steal and bucket against Purdue for the Big Ten championship. That was definitely probably the memory that I'm most known for. But for me, I'd say our trip to Australia was definitely one of the highlights of my time here, and one of the things that I always look back at because it was just us. We're over there, and we had a great time. Got to know my teammates and got to spend a lot of time with them and the coaches. And it was an unbelievable trip. It reminds me a lot of our trip that we had this past summer to Italy. It's just something that you don't get to do every day. You don't score a winning basket to win a Big Ten championship every day, but in Australia had a lot of special moments, and that's something that I'll always remember.
A 4-year letter winner at Michigan State from 1989 to 1993, Dewayne never missed a game for the Spartans and earned endless accolades, including team MVP during his junior season when he averaged over 11 points and 5 rebounds per game. While he dreamed of playing in the NBA someday, he instead found a professional career overseas, competing in Portugal, Sweden, France, and Germany, before he realized that being a professional basketball player wasn't his true calling.
I was intrigued and always had an interest in being an FBI agent. That was the Dewayne Stevens plan, and I got into coaching, and that kind of fell by the wayside, but I'm one of those guys that is always looking at the CSIs and the different TV shows and things like that.
Though a life for protecting and serving didn't pan out for the criminal justice major, Dewayne's call to coaching came back when he was a student assistant for one semester under Judd Heathcote and then assistant coach Tom Izzo. After Dewayne's professional career in Europe, he was offered a position with Greg Kampe at Oakland University, which led to a stop at Marquette, where he worked for former MSU assistant Tom Crean for 4 seasons. With Stevens on the staff, the Golden Eagles went from a 15-14 first season to a team that went to a Final Four in the 2002-2003 season and finished with a 27-6 record.
One of the things that I'd say I learned about myself, and one of the reasons that I've been able to be as successful as I have here at Michigan State, is I had great work ethic, and as a player, I was a hard-playing, tough player, but I'd be the first to tell you that I could have worked harder. And that's one of the things that I will always kind of regret about my playing career, is that I didn't spend as much time working on my craft maybe as I should have. When I left and I went to Marquette, I really learned a lot about myself because the hours were intense. I was on Coach Crean's staff, and we had took over a program that had been kind of down in the dumps for a few years, and everything changed, and we were working from 8 o'clock till 1 a.m. and back in the, at 8 a.m. the next morning, and it was tough. It was really tough, and it just showed me that you can accomplish a lot with hard work, and I carried that same work ethic back here to Michigan State, and obviously Coach has that work ethic, and we've been able to be very successful since I've been here.
The success of the Golden Eagles and his impressive history at Michigan State made Dewayne a prime target for head coach Tom Izzo, who officially hired him in May 2003.
I think these last couple of years have been his best years with me. I mean, he's a very good recruiter, and I just think he's kind of coming into his own and taking on the role of being an associate head coach and doing a lot more things. He's definitely my right-hand guy on the bench where, he's got full reign of substitution and things like that. So when you look at his family, when you look at even his parents, they were so good back then and still are now. He's kind of got the complete package, He's got 3 great kids. He has a relationship with players. I think he's learned to be tougher and have the two-way street of being a good guy off the court and a tough guy on the court. And I think he's trusted. And if I could say one thing that he's done for me that supersedes all those things, I know he's got my back. I know he's loyal. And that's a big deal nowadays. And people you hire, they're not always going to agree with you. You're not always going to agree with them. But I know each and every day he's got my back. And that's good, whether he's talking to a player, talking to a recruit, talking to somebody in the community.
I think he's a very, 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 very smart coach. Like, he knows what he's doing, man. I feel like, he's, Coach Iz is on a level by himself, but I feel like other than Coach Iz, next is Coach DJ, because he knows the game so well, man. And everything he's ever told me has worked for me. He has so much energy on the sidelines. I think him being a part of Michigan State basketball, playing himself, helps him to understand us even more than the average coach.
The biggest reward for me is when the former players come back and you see how much they've grown. To see a guy like a Draymond Green having the success that he's having and doing the things that you stress to him on a daily basis in terms of his work ethic and how hard he plays and his knowledge of the game. I love seeing the former guys come back here. I think that's one of the best things we have going here at Michigan State is, once you're part of this family, you're a part of this family forever.
While the sense of family in the MSU basketball program was one of the main factors that drew Dwayne to Michigan State in the first place, the time coaches and players dedicate to their craft comes with a hefty price tag, away from the game.
When it comes to family, I don't think people understand how much our families sacrifice for us to be able to pursue our dream and my dream of being a head coach. It's something that I don't always get a chance to tell my family, but I appreciate their understanding of the hours, the time away from them, the events that I might miss. My wife, my kids have been unbelievable in that, and for that I will always be thankful because they allow me to pursue my dream of being a head coach.
Center, they try to get revenge against Iowa in a week that's seen number 1 and number 3 already fall in college basketball. Michigan State has it first with the sophomore Tum Tum Nairn, 2 of the top 3 scoring teams in the Big Ten tonight. Good return for Denzel Valentine.
5 on the shot clock. Now to Forbes, head fake. Here comes a 3-ball. Pops out. Rebound Chilling. In the paint. Hook shots away off the glass. And it's in and we're tied at 5.
I'm in the game now, folks.
Now to Peter Jock, a 3-ball at the top of the circle. It's good. And Iowa is on fire from long range. 6 for Jock.
Great ball. Swept away by Deontay Davis. Oh, Valentine looked like he might have had a clear path and gave it up for a 3 that he buries.
Down low to Costello, being guarded by Woodbury. They got him doubled, and around it goes. On the side, Nairn in the paint, spins, fires a floater off the glass. Is good. There's the first 2.
Gazelle against the freshman McQuaid. Gazelle off the switchback and a turnover. Costello decisive for 2.
Yeah, I like what they did. And they went down and got the layup.
He wants to work on Costello, can't. Now gets over to Bear. Mid-range jump shot, nothing but net.
Tip ball. Valentine on the run out. Clemens, his high school teammate, is back and he can only watch. 13 guys played the first half. Davis to follow.
Terrific play. Read the weak side. Went up and no hesitation.
MSU is playing pretty well right now. Spartans on a 7-0 run, coming off a pick a jump shot by you-know-who. Falling down, Jared Utah drains it.
Tum Tum Nairn knifing in.
The final score from East Lansing. Iowa 76, Michigan State 59.
we've woken up every morning, whether it was in Dallas or wherever we were at, Minnesota, Iowa, just playing basketball. But now we got another responsibility of school that we have to think about and make sure we stay on top of our stuff.
It's cool, you know, getting back into it. You know, first week is always good because you know you're seeing new people, you know, listening to new professors and things like that.
Getting back in the class routine, I mean, for me it's kind of difficult, you know, to transition from, you know, having just basketball to adding school and tutors and different things on top of that. I mean, it's difficult at first, but then once you get into the flow of the school year, then it's fine.
The Big Ten basketball season is a couple weeks old, but classes didn't start on campus until Monday, January 11th for the Spartans. With the spring semester in its early stages, Coach Izzo's team eases into a relentless schedule that demands finding a balance of a full class load, practice, games, and studying.
They take a normal class load that all students on campus take. You know, they're in 4 to 5 classes. You know, it doesn't matter that they're in the heart of their season. You know, they're still full-time students. They still have to go to class. They still have to complete all of their work. Time management is just the key for them. You know, I mean, when they miss class, you know, a couple times a semester in the first 2 months, you know, it can be difficult, but I think we have a system here that we can help with the time management. If they need to be an extra, we'll bring them in on the weekends if they don't have a game on Sunday. You know, really, you know, there's no difference from their schedules to a student who's not participating in this sport.
It gets a little hectic at times from having to go to the Smith, to go on a 2-hour lecture, and then go to practice, and then get extra shots up, lift weights, things like that. But it's all a part of being a student athlete, and wouldn't have it any other way.
We just came off the second best semester in my career here. You know, our goal is a 3-point as a team, and we were this far from it. And, you know, people watching or listening, that may not seem like a big deal. That is a big deal. If you went through college athletics, that is a very big deal. And, you know, it kind of shows.
While the fall semester ranked as the second best academically in Coach Izzo's 21 seasons, the fall was historic on the court as well, with the Spartans starting the season on a record-setting 13-game winning streak. After an impressive start to the year, both academically and athletically, the Spartans look to reach higher in their quest for excellence.
We're on the road and we're in Madison, Wisconsin, where today MSU comes in with a 16-2 mark to take on the Badgers. Badgers at 500 for the year, 9-9, and even though the two ball clubs overall are at different spectrums, winning and losing, the reality of it is this is an important game, big time for both of us. For Michigan State, 3-2 in the Big Ten, no doubt the Spartans, at one time ranked number 1 in the country, well, they have eyes set on winning a Big Ten championship. But so far they've been tagged twice with losses to Iowa. And there's Wisconsin, the Badgers 1-4 in Big Ten play, and they're just losing by whiskers. They are looking to finally be on the end of those tight games to have them winning.
Valentine recovers with 8 on the shot clock.
Good solid defense here so far by Wisconsin until then.
And Harris splits the D for 2.
Around the top of the circle, here comes a 3-ball. Popped out on him. Rebound, Costello. Outlet pass to McQuaid. Oh, down it goes to Davis, who got right behind everybody and outran Hayes to the basket. He slams it home. He's got 2. With the ball, Valentine drives the baseline. Cut off nicely, but gives it to a cutting Costello coming down the lane, and Matt gets his first bucket.
McQuaid puts it up short, tipped out, and McQuaid gets it back. Harris straight away 3. It's good. Aaron Harris already with 9 points in the first half.
Surveying the Wisconsin defense, now to Forbes. Pass out front goes to Valentine. Now to Forbes, finds an opening, drives the basket, lays it up, and it's in. He's got 4. Working around Goins, but the ball comes back out front and down low now for a little turnaround hook shot that's up, and it's in.
Finds Forbes from deep, in and out, and Costello tips it back to Forbes. Valentine corner 3, yes!
That's 2 guys that played high school basketball together there. When Valentine found him, you didn't even see Forbes until the ball was there.
Now the Spartans in transition. No look feed! And Costello, the flush.
Denzel.
Davis, 7 for 7 now, Michigan State. And this is their largest lead at 6.
Dribbling around, down low, he's working on half step back 2. Oh, it went down, came out, but what a follow-up by Matt Costello. Nobody boxed him out.
Pat lost it, turns it over. Valentine wants to push. Leaves it for Forbes in the corner. It's good! And Michigan State pulls ahead.
He's dribbling around, surveying the man defense employed by Michigan State. He's still dribbling. A bullet pass down low to Half in the paint. Reverse is good. Badgers by 1. We've got 8 seconds left. Here comes Valentine. MSU needs a bucket. Here comes a 3. Off the rim, no. Tip, no. Costello fires, and it doesn't go, and the Badgers win it. Unbelievable.